Bridgestone's new Dueler 694LT is great on the bitumen, but it's when we explore its off-road capabilities that this all-terrain tyre truly comes into its own. Built to light truck specifications, the Dueler 694LT has a class-leading ply rating. This heavier construction results in superior tyre carcass strength, providing greatly enhanced overall durability. Steel belts featuring heavy-duty cords provide higher levels of tread durability and puncture resistance. Each belt cord comprises a central core surrounded by 6 spiral wound wires, delivering exceptional strength and flexibility. Greater tread depth and thicker under-tread rubber protect the belt assembly from cuts and penetrations, improving the tyre's puncture resistance and wear life. The D694LT's tread compound represents an optimised balance between cut chip resistance and wear life, with the added benefit of exceptional wet grip capabilities on the road. The net result is an incredibly tough all-terrain tyre that offers unprecedented levels of durability, wear life and puncture resistance off-road, while still delivering exceptional performance on the highway. When it came to field testing the Dueler 694LT, we knew just the place. Located in the southern Flinders Ranges, 3.5 hours out of Adelaide, the Bendelbee Ranges are home to some of the toughest terrain the outback has to offer. And that's exactly what we were after. To make the journey, we enlisted the services of David Wilson. Dave's passion and profession is the outback. And what he doesn't know about four-wheel driving probably ain't worth knowing. After a few hours, it was time to say goodbye to the blacktop and head off-road.
The Flinders Ranges beckons. We're almost there. But whilst we're on the dirt roads on the way there, I've got to manage my tyre pressures. At the moment, I'm running road pressures. The tyres are just way too tight, and I run the risk, as I run over the gravels out there, of copping a stone fracture. There's an easy way to fix it, and that's to reduce the pressures by about 20%. And it's just simply accessed by letting some air out of the tyre. Off comes the cap, count out around a minute's worth of air, check it with a tyre pressure gauge, and then you know you've arrived at the right pressure for all of those good reasons that we spoke about.
We were pretty keen to see how the D694LT handled on gravel, and Dave, he was pretty happy to accommodate.
Whenever I get onto a dirt road, I like to get in the four-wheel drive pretty quickly. And you know the reason why? It's this. Whilst that may not have rated particularly highly on the gnarly meter, running in two-wheel drive on a dirt road can contribute to a loss of control, and that is potentially dangerous. And it's simply fixed by engaging four-wheel drive, and now with power going through the front wheels as well as the back, the car tracks a lot truer, and that means that when a difficult situation unfolds, you can steer into it and out of it predictably. So, four-wheel drive coupled up to the grip on offer from the 694LT makes us as safe as houses.
After arriving at our 5-star accommodation and a warm greeting from the locals, it was time to settle in and plan the next day's adventure. Next morning, we were keen to make tracks, and once the sheep decided to cooperate, we were on our way. The Bendelbee tracks cover a range of different terrain, so we knew our tyres were in for a real workout.
You know, even with a tyre as good as the LT694, it doesn't hurt to drive a little defensively. Now, we've got a classic situation here. We've got this nice, sharp right-hand bend. If I look back here, you can see that the entry into the corner is pretty wide. You've got lots of space. Yet the mistake that people make is that when they come into a bend like this, they turn too soon. Now, you can usually rely on your front wheels going in the direction where you want it to go, which is obviously way down there. But it's the back wheels that's the issue, and particularly when you run around the apex of the bend. If you have a look at what is on this apex here, there's lots of sharp rubble, and that could compromise the sidewall of a tyre if you're not careful. All you need to do as a driver is to come out a bit wider into that bend, drive the nose deliberately deep into the corner, then make your turn. You'll find that the back wheels will run free of all of this junk. It'll get you on your way without the risk of doing any damage to the tyres.
Dave mentioned driving defensively, but sometimes on terrain this tough, you just have to rely on the integrity of your tyres. The D694LT was up to the challenge.
I'm at the top of Yakka Ridge in the Bendelbee Ranges, and I've got a descent here that starts at around 680 metres and goes down to the sea level all the way down there in the blink of an eye. Now, this piece of track on the gnarly meter, I reckon rates about an 8.5. It's right up there, and the reason for that is that we've got lots of potholes on our descent that punctuate the track surface and can create a bit of an issue if you're not careful. We're going to be in first gear in low range, we're going to get off the clutch, we're going to let the engine brake our way down the hill. As we run across loose rubble, what's going to happen is the car's actually going to pick up some speed. The wheels will be rotating at the rate they should be, according to the engine, but the car's actually going to be travelling down the hill faster because the grip's been compromised. So it's going to be a bit like a skateboard. Every now and again, we're going to skate over the surface, bang, bang, slide, crash, bang. We'll land again, get some grip, and we'll return to our normal rate of descent. But it's a real rock and roll ride, and I can't wait. This is the one I've been waiting for. This is Billy Goat, which is Bendelbee's extreme track. And if I get the gnarly meter out, where's the scale? It's way out here. It's about 9.5, maybe even 10. It's a trail that starts down at lowly altitudes and heads towards the sky. Get up to about 680 metres. Along the way, we've got a whole lot of steps. So as we make our way up the hill, there's these saddles and rises. And at each point, we're going to find these rock shelves that just jump up out of the track surface. Now, it's a real test of the vehicle in a whole heap of different ways. We've got to look out for the approach, the ramp over and departure angles on the vehicle. And coupled to that, we're going to find that the driver's going to be working really hard, the suspension's working really hard, and so too the tyres.
Dave wasn't kidding about a 10 on the gnarly meter. The higher we went, the steeper it got.
Well, I'd like to have you believe that I pulled up here deliberately, but the truth be known, I stalled. I ran out of steam. But anyway, some stalls are good when you're working in rocky terrain like this, particularly when the gradients are really steep. But let's have a look at what's going on down here. The Dueler is deflecting around these rocks really nicely because the sidewalls are designed to do it. They're designed to cope with this sort of punishment. Mere mortal tyres don't like things like this. You put holes in them very, very easily, but the 694 will cope with it. It acts almost like a de facto shock absorber. It makes the ride a bit more comfortable inside and gives the vehicle the ability to clamber up and over things like this.
The Flinders at high altitude yield some truly spectacular views. But with a huge dust storm brewing, it was time to head back to camp. It was our last night in the ranges, and sitting there around the fire, well, none of us were in too much of a hurry to head back. The bitumen leg of our homeward journey was another chance for Dave to put the D694LT to the test.
Well, we've had a chance to try it out in the dirt, but what's the 694LT like on the bitumen? Well, I have to tell you, it's really good. It's smooth, it's comfortable, and it's not noisy. But the real test is this. That little exercise tells me that Bridgestone have really done their homework on this product. You know, when you're out on the country roads and you're driving along the bitumen at high speed, you need to know that if you have to take evasive action, you can do it. And with the 694, we've just found that you can move safely from bitumen onto the dirt in total control, and it might save your life. Well, I've just had 3 days of fun in the Flinders Ranges, and I've given the 694 a real flogging. What do I think of it? Well, it's a great tyre. I've tried it in the rocks in the Bendelbee Ranges. I've tried it even in some mud, and I've had it on the road, and it's done its job fabulously. This is a tyre that really does have the right stuff for the tough stuff.